What up, HoopSpaces fans? Thanks for tuning into another episode of Wizards Weekly with your host, Justin. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit like on the video and subscribe to the HoopSpaces channel for amazing content covering all the teams across the NBA. You won't want to miss it. And now over here, let's talk about this Wizards last week and what it means for their future. Wizards went 1-3 in this past week. To my surprise, I didn't get any predictions last week. But I would not have expected 1-3, especially the team they got the one against. They beat the Boston Celtics and lost to the Orlando Magic, New York Knicks, and I think the Toronto Raptors. And wow, the game against the Celtics was unexpected. It was a game where, going into it, you wouldn't expect the Wizards to win it. But the Celtics looked like they were looking ahead to play the Milwaukee Bucks on Thursday, and the Wizards made them pay essentially for not playing them and respecting them as a team. I'm going to have to watch back the Knicks game, but I would say the win of the week for them is definitely the win against the Boston Celtics, not just because they got the win and it was the only win, but because the young kids showed up and they got to play some. And we'll get into that in a little bit. The loss of the week definitely still has to be to the Orlando Magic. It's kind of tough in some ways to, have this team say, and I have a little guest here, sorry, that they're, a certain caliber of team if they can't back it up. And even though they didn't have Brad and Kuz, that's the same team that went out there and beat Boston. And you can't beat Orlando, then you can't really say they're that much better. They're basically shut down at this point in the season. Kristaps Porzingis was the only one that played any games of the three in this past week. He played 2 games. I think it was the Toronto game and the Boston game. And he had some decent stats, 29 points per game, 58% from 3, 60% from the field, 83% from the line. Just really solid stuff. Almost a double-double with almost about 9.5, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Really did his job, especially against Boston. It's a team he would normally struggle against, but he was able to attack mismatches and do some great things that we're not normally accustomed to see him doing. I think the Boston Celtics really just pissed the team off in general because Danny got angry. Or you got those trash talking back. So did Corey and so did KP. Just the way he was being aggressive on offense, seeking the ball, just really posted up low underneath the rim in the paint. It was great to see him working both as deep inside the paint as he was and still from 3. So hopefully we get more of that if he's brought back next year. Week has to be Corey Kispert, though, averaging 22 points and 5 of 10 from 3. Just really killing it this past week. 51% from the field, so it's not all from 3. But what you really got to see this past week from Corey is a deeper bag. You got to see him get more just shot opportunities, and he's just becoming a great movement shooter against like a real defense like Boston, which was kind of surprising, but my man went off. Signs of good things to come. One of the best year 1 to year 2 jumps we've had as a Wizards fan base in a minute. Then he had his last year with his defense and just being an Iron Man after, breaking his leg in the first season. And this year you really have Corey improving after the All-Star break for not just some 3-point shooting, but shooting contested shots, shooting on the movement, shooting in different spots on the floor. It's just been beautiful to see him flourish. All in all, the Wizards have officially been eliminated from playoff contention. Thank you. So really it's time to focus on the draft. There's only 4 more games left in the season. They have the Milwaukee Bucks, the Atlanta Hawks, the Miami Heat, and the Houston Rockets. Atlanta and Miami are battling for playoff position in or out the play-in. Milwaukee is pretty much locked up a top 2 seed, so they're not too worried but maybe if they want home court overall, they'll still be trying to, put up a fight. And the Houston Rockets are the Houston Rockets. So I see the Wizards actually still going 1-3. They played a lot of the kids versus New York, and hopefully that can continue. Hopefully they shut down the vets for the season. I like to just see some good losses at this point where you get solid development from youngins, solid opportunity for them to make mistakes and learn on the fly. And hopefully they can culminate that together in a win against the Rockets. But really, I'll take that L too because we get a top 5 pick this year. It's something different. So we'll see what happens, and I'll check in with y'all next week. Thanks for tuning in. And again, if you haven't already, go ahead, like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for being a fan.